Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Tuesday, April 24th, 2018 School Committee meeting here at Tyngsborough High School. I officially call this meeting to order. We will start with introductions to my left.
Shira Fairbanks.
Good evening, Julie Mastucci.
Mike Moran.
Good evening, Mark Franco, Assistant Superintendent.
Hi, Mike Flanagan, Superintendent.
Anthony Tenerella.
Paul Mitchell.
Robert Mullen.
Amy Pazurski.
Ryan McMahon.
Joe Messina, Business Administrator.
Corey O'Neill, Student Representative.
At this time, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. At this time, yep.
I'd like to make a motion to suspend the regular meeting and go into an open public hearing to discuss the fiscal 19 budget.
Second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? That carries 7-0-0.
As you know, Mr. Chair, per Massachusetts general law, we're required to have a public hearing on our budget. It's been made available in central office, Mr. Messina, for the past 2 weeks, I believe, from the counter in central office. It's advertised as such, also in the Lowell Sun. So now is the opportunity for public comment on that budget.
I open it up to anyone. Hearing none.
I guess we need a motion.
So if I could get a motion to complete the discussion.
And this budget is going to include the school resource officer and all the things are great. I'm going to make a motion to close the discussion of the fiscal 19 budget.
Second.
Seek a motion to go into, adjourn the public hearing and go into our regular meeting.
Yes.
Seconded by Rob. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? That carries 7-0-0. We are back in our regular scheduled meeting. Approval of the minutes. If I can get a motion.
Motion to approve the April 3rd school committee minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? That carries 7-0-0. Correspondence.
None as of this evening.
Visitors' comments and questions. Hearing none. Share the success. Mr. Corey.
Okay, at the elementary school, THS service learning students collaborated with Mr. Lewis and Miss Yandell's classes to organize a DVD and CD trip for a charity. TES Little Einsteins had their annual science fair. This after-school program allows students to explore the science fields. And WBZ Chief Meteorologist Barry Burbank stopped into TAS to give a lesson on the weather. Over at the middle school, 8th grade students have recently got back from the Washington, D.C. trip. And I know I still have a lot of great memories I made 4 years ago. And Karen and Wilson, 2 8th grade students, received awards on behalf of the Letters About Literature contest from State Representative Colleen Gary. At the high school, students, myself included, enjoy a wonderful trip to France and England over the break. We were able to visit Paris, London, and the beaches of Normandy. And School Resource Officer Mr. Steve Manning wrapped up his 11th annual Lax in the Law Free Lacrosse Clinic for Tyngsborough students. And congratulations to the April students of the month, Angelise Melanson, Lauren Devlin, Sarah Pierce, and Jake Fitzgerald. So.
All right, very good. Thank you, Corey. I'm glad you guys had a good time. We never had trips like that. Subcommittee update, technology.
The technology committee met with Mr. Piper today. We've been discussing a bring your own device policy for the high school, or plan for the high school. What that is that now students are using their electronic devices to learn. The teachers are using them. Over 1,000 students in the district use a device in school. There's 50 teachers that are using Google Classroom. They're using Google Classroom, and it's the direction of of technology and the way things are going in the future. So we want to set up a program for all the students in the high school next year to have a device available to them to be able to use in the classroom. So Mr. Piper is putting together, he has a presentation on a Bring Your Own Device program. We felt the best way to do this was a for each individual to buy their own device. And if there's a hardship or a need somehow, we'll figure it out as those come up. But we felt that there are a couple of different options of leasing and things along that line. It didn't seem to make a lot of sense overall, so we'll start with this program. Mr. Piper would like to make a presentation of the program at the next school committee meeting, and he will have a website developed to show what types of devices are going to work on the system, try and get estimated costs and things along that line. It's a good program that I think the students in the town will benefit from, especially in the long term as things change, and hopefully we won't be buying textbooks anymore.
Exactly. We'll all be online. Are there any technology companies that we could group up with and try to get deals on?
So
It might be something where parents want to buy their kids something
yeah,
for
so I think what
Christmas
you're
or-
going to see as part of his presentation, we talked in the subcommittee tonight about even hosting parent forums and vendor nights. So we're going to really try to make this a community-friendly experience, so that we're not leaving people, no pun intended, to their own devices
Right.
to get through this process.
Awesome. Well, thank you for all the work you guys did in that. You want to skip by 8? We'll just go right to 9.
I think we should probably do it.
Number 8, personnel.
So, Mr. Chair, as you know, about a month and a half ago, we announced the retirement of George Triakis from our school district. And just to tell you a little bit about the process, we did post a job internally. We posted it on School Spring. We posted it on Indeed.com, seeking a supervisor of building and grounds. From there, we received approximately 30 applications. I screened it down to 10 applications. Mr. Messina took 10, and I took the same 10, and we then ranked the candidates and came up with a list of 5 each. We then cross-referenced our list and came down to 3 viable candidates for the position. We brought those candidates in to see if they'd be suitable candidates potentially for this job before putting that candidate forward to a larger interview committee. Of the 3 candidates we interviewed, there was one that clearly stood head and shoulders above the rest of the candidates, at which point we invited the candidate to come back and meet with a larger committee that included buildings and grounds, custodians, high school administrators from all the schools, as well as Mr. Piper of technology, people he'd be working closely with. After an hour interview, that committee 100% said, don't let him leave. That's the guy. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Ryan Guthrie, who will be our new supervisor of building and grounds. And just his resume is in your Google Drive. I wanted to give you a little bit of background about the process and give Ryan an opportunity to kind of introduce himself tonight and let you know why he's here and why he thinks Tyngsborough is going to be a good fit for him. Thanks, Ryan.
Hey, thank you. Nice to meet all of you that I've met so far. I look forward to meeting the rest of you. Again, I'll be your future supervisor of building and grounds. I was asked to give you some background on myself personally tonight. I'm a 20-year veteran, I guess, of the construction industry. I've owned my own business for roughly 17, 18 years now. We've done anything from commercial to residential, full construction, as well as a great deal of property management, things of that nature. Personally, I have 3 children at TES, so this position was a good fit for me personally, as well as from a career standpoint. I look forward to making this environment, these schools, as nice as I can, not only for my own children, but for all of you, and as well as all the students that are here on the grounds. I don't know, any questions for me?
I think one of the things that stood out for Ryan during the interview process as well, he's a local contractor, and he knows our inspectors, he knows our people, he knows this community, he knows our firefighters, he's connected to a lot of people in Tyngsborough. And I think part of what makes Tyngsborough special is the fact that we are a small knit community, and the fact that Ryan already has inroads there and knows a lot of people in the community. I think that also improved his candidacy. So I'll open it up to any questions for Ryan.
Well, I first would like to congratulate you. And we really look forward to working with you. George has got some big shoes to fill there. He's been around a long time, and he does a great job, so we're going to miss George. But congratulations and welcome.
Thank you. Hopefully I can fill the shoes.
I'm sure you will. I open up to the rest of the board if anybody has anything.
So one of the things, congratulations on the job. But one of the things that I always like to see in all of our departments is collaboration and working with the teachers and the students to be able to develop, whether it's even, we're just talking about a bring your own device program. If a kid needs to be able to, need some help to be able to buy a device, and we can find a way to do it, something that needs to be done that we can't afford, but can be done. It's those types of things. Collaborating with the teachers to talk about energy efficiency and why we do different things and projects. You might find that something in the engineering, the kids in the STEM program might be able to develop something for you that might be doing. So keep all those things in mind as you're.
Yeah. No, and any input, obviously, it's a new chapter for all of us. I know George's been here a long time, so. I know he's done a great job. He's a great guy, but at some point things change and technology changes and times change. So any input from anyone is always helpful. To make everyone a success here. So
Yeah, we're going to be starting a solar project. Hopefully, it's one of the items on the agenda today. But those things that can get the kids involved and see other things that they can. Not just the classroom learning, and get their hands on to see what they're learning is, how they can use it in the real world.
I'll take a boat, see if we can let them on the roof, I guess.
We'll try.
But congratulations.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
All right.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Welcome.
Number 9, unfinished business.
FY19 budget. As we know, the budget was modified in the early April meeting to reflect the school resource officer that Mr. Mitchell alluded to earlier. That warrant article has been approved, and I know that we just had a public hearing and there was no comment on it. So I think we just need, Mr. Chair, a formal motion to read the exact number as written in both cases.
Trying to find it. If I knew anything about technology, we'd be doing it. I'd like to make a motion to approve the fiscal 19 operating budget of $22,640,905, which includes a school committee budget of $20,185,637.
Yes.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? That carries 7-0-0. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all the work that was put into that by Dr. Flanagan, Mr. Messina, and the whole administration. So it's a lot of work, and we appreciate it.
Thank you for your support throughout the process. It was a very smooth process this year, and honestly, I'd like to thank Town Administrator Matt Hanson for his collaboration and support, and as well as Chief. I always call him Chief Michelli, Chief Howe. Chief Michelli's wife was our secretary for a long time, as well as Chief Howe for really prioritizing the school resource officer for the district as well. So I think that's important.
And Dr. Branco never gets thanked for anything, so I appreciate it for all his help.
Wake them up.
Solar panel project. Mr. Messina.
So as we've been discussing at a number of meetings, I just wanted to put this back up on your agenda to keep it on your radar. We did have Attorney Long vet the draft agreement. He came up with a series of questions that I returned back to the solar company. Those questions are in your drive tonight. So you can see there's about 4 pages of various questions that Attorney Long would like to see addressed. When I did send these to the solar company, Alex Keeley at Select Energy said all of these seem to be items that can be worked out as long as he can get on the phone with Attorney Long's office and perhaps the Power Options people to put their heads together and come up with an agreement that your attorney can recommend is fine for you to execute. I did speak with Alex, actually got a voicemail from him yesterday saying that he's been reaching out to Attorney Long's office and he's waiting for a call back, and just basically asked us if there was anything we could do to try to get the attorney's office to sort of move it along. The superintendent has been in discussion with Attorney Long about a number of different things, so we are going to try to reach out to his office to see if he can get in touch with Select, so they can get their heads together and hopefully put this on a summer project list without jeopardizing it as a summer project.
Did they give a date when we have to finalize this contract in order for it to happen over the summer months?
Not yet. I think Alex has done a lot of work in the background. He did come back to me and mentioned that they looked at the usage that we have a second time and thinks he can actually add some arrays onto the project that will increase our savings without jeopardizing the fact that we don't want to go over our usage, because it's a behind the meter item. It's not something that we want to go back out to the grid at any given moment. He hasn't come to me yet and said that. I think he's as anxious as I am to see where Attorney Long's office comes back on these items. Pretty much in a holding pattern, waiting for counsel.
So we'll reach out again this week. As Mr. Messina said, there are a number of issues that we're working with Mr. Wong on, so we'll get there.
There's two things on the project that they should have answers to. Do they need to get a connection approval from National Grid?
I don't know that answer yet. I can check into that and get back to the committee.
Based on being behind the meter, you might not need it, but check with them because that's one of the biggest holdups in these solar projects. And the second one is a structural review of the roof. Can it hold the weight that is going to be put up there? Those are two things that they can do or should be able to do now and have an answer for.
Yeah, I do know in terms of the structural condition of the roof, they already have had their people come sit with George Triakis, go up onto the roof, walk around, make sure it's technically sound, because as much as they want to sell us electricity, they don't want to put panels up there that might bring the roof down and put the kibosh on the whole deal.
Yeah, so they're going to need that just for the town to be able to approve the project to the building department.
Yeah, give me something to reach out to the Select with while we wait for Attorney Long.
I also think that, taking into consideration several winters ago where we had 11 feet of snow, it's also the weight of that on the roof.
That's part of their.
And so that's, that hopefully that is taken into consideration.
Yep.
I know it's probably, but don't ask the question.
Nope. Just a reminder to everybody at home, this panel has a potential of saving us $15,000 annually in electrical, so it's a good project. Thank you, Ms. Messina.
Thank you.
Second read policies, Ms. Julie?
None tonight.
Oh, no.
It's a second
Next
read.
night.
Second read.
So
I'm not prepared for
so
it.
the policies have been in drive.
And in drive.
Julie, you haven't received any feedback on any of the policies?
No, I haven't.
No, so it's just a second read.
So number 1.7 district goals, just a motion to approve the policy as written.
I'll make a motion to approve policy number 1.7 as written and reviewed
As second read.
as a second read.
No, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries 7-0. Number 10, new business, under your calendar.
Yes, Mr. Chair. In your drive, you will see the extensive and exhaustive list of upcoming events for the end of the school year. As you know, it begins May 9th. That's just 2 weeks away. And it seems like we spend a lot of time celebrating our students, and there's really nothing better that we can do than celebrate our students. So we provide this list to you so that you are informed. You're welcome at any event. There are specific events that you will be formally invited to. The Academic Excellence Breakfast at the high school, graduation at the high school, moving on ceremony for the middle school, moving on ceremony for the elementary school. But I would encourage you to come to as many of these events as possible. It is a great opportunity to see the best and brightest of Tyngsborough and really to honor and celebrate the hard work that our kids have put in for the entire year. So we're very proud of the work they do. And you know, if there's an event on here that you'd really like to be at that you didn't get a formal invitation to, let me know and I can make sure that we can accommodate you or whoever. And it's a great time of year, and really we're so proud of our kids and everything that they produce. So it's a fun time. So just want to get the list out to you now so you can put it in your calendar.
And this is where our maintenance and janitors truly earn their pay and
They-
setting all these things up.
They earn their money.
tearing them all down.
They earn their money over the next month and a
I
half.
certainly do. And the teachers at the same time could be proud of their accomplishments, especially with the graduating class. That each one of them has touched these kids. So, and Corey's actually going to graduate, which I don't think any of us thought that was going to happen.
We'll have a replacement in a couple more weeks.
I thought he had the 2-year student chair over there. Finance, Mr. Messina.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Signing of bills tonight, there were 13 warrants making their way around the table. Mr. Moran's waving them up. In your drive are the warrant numbers, accounts, and amounts for those 13 warrants. Also noted on the list of bills, thank you, on the drive, we had a correction on one of the warrants we presented to you last week at the last meeting. We got it back to our office and did a last-minute review. Found a course reimbursement that was each teacher, as you know, per the collective bargaining agreement, has a maximum amount of money that they can spend each year. Did a little diligence through the bills and found that one was overpaid by some $700. So we made the change prior to sending them over to Town Hall for payment. So the new number is presented in red at the bottom of the list of bill warrants, is $714 lower than the actual figure that was presented on April 3rd. Signing of payroll, none tonight. We'll catch up at the next meeting. Under other, the first item that we all spoke about before the meeting is as part of the audit with our new auditors at Town Hall, Melanson and Heath, one of the recommendations they made to the town accountant and finance director is that signatures should be on file for various key people to that approve invoices or sign bill warrants. Pointed out that they did not have anything in place for the school committee. So Angel Willis, our finance director, created this document, asked me a number of times to bring to a meeting to have you all sign, which I finally decided the best way to remember this was to get it as an agenda item. So we put it on the agenda and we walked it around. You've all signed it, and this will go to the town accountant's office. So anytime they get bill warrants, they can see that the signatures match up and there is no evidence of fraud between
Well, we do have an election
the
coming up
schools and the town.
on May 8th, so some of those names may change.
And specifically, I sort of modified it by dating it because
One of us might be named none of the above.
there could be in case some write-in candidate actually gets out there, and we will always change it as need be and bring it to the town accountant's office. But thank you all for doing that. The March financial package is in your drive. It's school committee budget as it currently stands. The revolving account balances as well as the student account list is in there. And I will leave the April 1st enrollment for you.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Messina. April 1st enrollment, Tyngsborough Elementary School, 813. Middle School, 412. High School, 492. Out of district, 21 for a grand total of 1,738 students. At this time, we'll go to school committee discussion. Start to my left.
I'm all set, thank you.
I just want to say congratulations to all the people who are doing spring sports. I know the teams have finally started being able to do their games, which is exciting. And I know all the teams are probably doing great, but I don't know all their records except the softball record is 5-0. They won 5 games and lost 0. So congratulations to the softball team. I don't know anything else.
Okay. So I could talk about, it's May 1st, I think, is a deadline for high school seniors to select their college of admission that they've applied to. So good luck to those students who haven't chosen yet. Choose wisely. And to those students who have already been accepted, congratulations. If you know where you're going, that's fantastic. If it's either to employment or to military service and such, so you always want to do a shout out to that too. So, and you said there's an election coming up?
Yeah, May 8th.
May 8th?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So don't forget to vote.
Don't forget to vote.
I just want to piggyback on Julie's comments with the beautiful weather. It's really cool to see the 4 walls of the classroom get knocked down on this campus this time of year. So if you come by during the day and you look out at the quad out front, you'll see kids with devices and sketch pads and notebooks and actual books still doing a ton of work outside, and teachers collaborating with kids in other classrooms together. So it really, like, the learning environment has just exploded this time of year. It's a great, great time of year to be on the North Shore campus. So if you got the time to come by and check that out, it's worth seeing.
Awesome. I'll go over to Corey.
Yeah, as a student who actually sits in the class, I applaud all the efforts being made trying to immerse technology more in the classroom, because I find myself, that's the direction we're going.
I'm all set tonight, thank you.
I'm good, thank you.
All set, thanks.
I just want to say glad we finally got some sun.
Yes.
Warm weather. It's good to see all the kids outside and the parking lot's full. It's amazing how many people use our fields and are participating in both here in the elementary school. The places are crazy at this time of year, after school, with all the activities that are going on in the town. So it's great to see those activities happening. There's a lot of good things going on, new things here at the school with the Bring Your Own Device program, the solar project, a bunch of different things happening. So I'm pleased to see we're moving forward, going in the right direction. Thank you.
2 things. Welcome to Ryan Guthrie. I look forward to working with you in the upcoming future. Ryan's going to start with us on June 4th and have a little transition time with Mr. Triakis. And actually, Corey, you alluded to it earlier. The second thing I want to talk about was the Little Einstein convention at the elementary school. It was incredible to see groups of 2, 3, and 4 elementary school kids work so hard on projects and present these projects so proudly. I learned more about geodes and systems and butterflies and camouflage. It was great to go around and listen to each kid's spiel as they presented their information and their project, beaming with pride about how hard they worked. And that's a skill that everyone's going to need at some point, to get up in front and talk to people and talk and present. And I think our kids did a great job down there, and it was just such a proud moment for me to see all these kids work so hard and just stand with such pride at their final product. Really great job by the elementary school. That's it.
All right. Thank you. Again, welcome. Congratulations. We all look forward to working with you. You won't see us on a day-to-day basis, but you do have to deal with these guys. Good luck to you with that. Also, with graduation coming up, just a reminder to Corey and the rest of the seniors, there's scholarships that go, that do not get awarded every year because nobody applies for them. There's hundreds of them. Apply for them all. Spend the time. Take the time. As a parent of a college student, we appreciate every dime. So go find them. Go look for them. Take the time, write the essays, do what you need to do. And you deserve it. So I'd rather see somebody get awarded it than it sit there till next year. And I'm sure the scholarship people would as well.
Right.
So with that, we do have a need for an executive session. So to discuss this strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation, if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigation position of the public body as declared by the chair. We will return from executive session only to adjourn the regular session meeting. This does require a roll call vote.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
In favor? Oh, in favor.
In favor?
In favor.
In favor?
In favor.
In favor.
In favor.
That carries 7-0-0. Thank you and have a good night.